Stream. So today is Python exam. So there are two topics, CO3 and CO4. One is all for exceptions and another is object-oriented programming. So for the first question, you have to check the age is valued using custom exception or invalid age error. And what are the conditions means we have to input the age and raise the invalid function if the age is lesser than 0 or greater than 120. It should be print an invalid age error and it should also print the valued age, invalid age. So what should we do means use the class function invalid age error exception. It should be passed. So definition check age, so if the age is lesser than equals to 0 or greater than 120, it should be raised and it should be printed as it should be get invalid age error and it should be print age must be 0, age must be 0 to 120 means it should not be 124, 125. It should not be in minus value. So it should be in, if the condition does not the condition is like 5, 6, 7, 8, 20, 30 years means it will print the valid age. After that, it uses a try and exception. So it inputs the age and checks the age. If there is any error, it will pop up like invalid age error. So is considered as invalid age error. And if there is no, if there is any minus values like that, it will print as the entire valid age. So that was the first problem. First uses a class function as an age value exception and it passes after the definition check age. Age is greater equals to 0. So after that, uh, the mobile balance has 1,000 plus. So what is this question means? The current balance of the is $1,000 and the maximum limit of recharge is 500 rupees. So what should we do? First we have to read the recharge amount for the user. After that, we have to use a custom exception within the message. What should be print means if the recharge amount is more than 500, it should be printed. Recharge amount is exceeded. If recharge amount is greater than 500, it will be printed. Recharge amount had exceeded. If there is no funds, so first we have to use the class function as recharge limit exception, and it should be passed. We should not use any now if statements to it. So we use try exception function. So first we have to input the balance as 1,000. So amount equals to int input and we have to enter the input here. We should not use any print statement here. After that we have to use for the first condition. If the recharge amount is more than 500, it should be print that recharge limited is exception, recharge amount is exceeded limited. Or in the next statement, we have to use a if statement. Means if there is no insufficient funds, it should be print like insufficient funds. After that, in a statement, so it should be print the balance and what is the recharge amount. So remaining balance equals to balance means 1,000 minus 500 and it should be printed and you recharge successfully. We can use a slash and to print a new line. After that, here also. After entering, we have to write rows with exception like that. Recharge limit is E, and which we printed the recharge limit exception. After that, we have to use the value error. To, if there is any minus values or decimal, it should be printed like. So second one is like that. So let's go to the other one. So write a program that stores 10 numbers in a list. Okay. As per the upper index to the delete an element from the list. If the index number is out of the range, it should handle the approximate exception. So first we have to write the numbers, any numbers. So he chooses 10 to 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, so after that, it uses a try function, opens a try and prints the current list and numbers in one line. So after that, index equals to int input, enter the deleted amount. So deleted amount should be used pop function because push is helps to change the direction. Instead can go to here and like this. And push pop will directly remove the tenth the element of if we discussed it. It can remove from the string. Append means adding the elements in and between them. So after that, we use a remove function. So they mentioned we have to remove delete an element from the list. So remove print a deleted element and remove and print updated list a number. If I remove 70, here I should input value I should write 70. After that the list will be updated up to 60 and 80 and 9 and like that. So I again use this as the index error and prints the error. So next write a Python program which stores the captains and the dictation. So the program should ask the country name to display its captain if there is no for no declared rising power assumption. So it is also going to score once again. So num equals to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 70, 90, right? So we use this try function, print current list. After that number uses index equals to int input enter index value to the deleted element. So to removal, we have to use number dot of index. So after that, we have to print those elements in deleted element and removed. So deleted element is 70. After that, removed is element is also 70. So updated list is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 80, 90, 100, 70 is removed and it prints same numbers like that. So after that, we have to it uses the sub statement for index error as and print error of out of the range. If I mention 120, 130, it will print a error in index is out of the range. If I write any minus values, it should be print enter a value. So that's that. So here we have to write a list of countries like they mentioned the countries and capitals. No? So India is considered as new only. USA is capital of Washington DC, UK is London, Japan is Tokyo, and Australia is Canberra. So what we will do means uses a try function. We can use also if else statement for exceptions. It is best to use a try and expert because file handling because of logic otherwise. So country equals to input. We have to enter the country name like India. So capital should be countries into country Italy. Countries into country. So India and India. So what it will print capital of the is a particular shape. So that's why we use this double column. and the country equals to India is capital of New Delhi. If there is no country is found, it should be print that except key error, and country is not found in the dictionary. So it was the code. So next one, write a program to calculate the speed of a vehicle. They gave the formula speed is equals to distance by speed s is equals to d by d. So the program should accept the distance and the time from the user. If the user enters zero from the time, generates an approximate exception to handle. So what is the code means? First we have to enter the distance and the time. So it should print the thing. If the values are in 0 and -1, it should be print error. So distance is equals to, so maybe it will become in integers, no? So that's why we uses a float function. So enter the float input, enter the distance. So after that time, 345 like that. So that's why you use float function here also, input, enter time. So if time equals to 0, it have to raises and 0 division error. So time can be 0. So speed equals to distance by time. So it prints the speed. So here the half of the code is completed. After that, our exception is important, not necessarily, no. So it uses except statement for the 0 division as the and prints the 0 bit. So like that. So use after that expect valid error if there is any 0 or -1, -2 like decimal points, not decimal points, only minus negative integers. So it should be print that error and value numbers. So first try statement. So enter distance equals to float float input enter distance. So time equals to float input enter time. We have to enter that. So if time equals to 0, raise 0 division error and time cannot be 0. So it is an exception that time will not get 0. After that, it uses the speed function, speed, sorry, formula speed equals distance by time. So speed equals to 40 kilometers like that. We can also add by h to it without getting any errors. Give me 1 second. So after that, write a program that asks the user to enter the temperature. Ah, okay, bro. Ave- bro. That asks the user to enter the temperature in Celsius as a number. So convert into a float and then format it. If the input is not a number and raise hand in the appropriate exceptions. So what it will do means, so first uses try exception. So default formula is equal to Celsius into 9.9 by 5 plus 32. So prints the temperature in Fahrenheit and expect the valued error. So prints the error and enters the valued number. So write a program that asks the user to enter a string and a number and tries to wait. So first to use is Celsius and bro, I'm at live, bro. I'm doing, bro. I have to convince your problems. That's great. So it is a default formula that Celsius into 9 by 5 plus 13. So write a Python program that asks the user to enter a string and a number, then tries to consent. What is this? So okay, it helps to use to move the string. So a type and mismatch error raises the proper exception and to handle it. So uses a try function. So text equals to input and number equals to int input enter a number. So it should be result as they did not give any conditions. So result equals to text plus number. It should print result and it is a default thing for everyone. So, okay, I can't understand this thing. So, write a program that asks the users to enter the string and a number and tries to push those both beds to yeah. Still, still, still. You should not off the lights. That's the reason. So, shop, shop. So, text equals to int and enter a string. So, number equals to int and result equals to number plus plus. I think so. If there is we enter a string April, so number equals to 10. So what it will be print now April 10th. If there is any error, it will be print that cannot consider the string indirect string directly. So or if there is any like alphabet, not alphabets, like any special characters like at the rate of indentation hashtag, it will print enter a value. So after that, consider the following Python program. So they gave a Python program. We have to find what its logic. What's the logic? So f is equals to open data text dot r. So print f dot read. So expect the file not found, print not found. Finally, program ended. So what it means f is equals to open data txt. So they assign that f to open the txt file which is named as data. So after that, it should read the file. If there is no file, it should be print that file is not found. If there is file is there, program will be completed. They did not mention to edit or write. So they just told to read the file which was there. So data.txt. So what is means file is not found and program is complete. That's- So after that modules, create a cube.py with a function of cube num to calculate the cube of a number. Actually, 3 cube equals to 27. So, okay. So first we have to use hashtag QTPY, it is like a comment. So for the definition function, we have to use def to find cube in a number. So it should be written number double intus into 3. After that, it should import the cube. So number equals to int input, enter a number, result equals to cube dot find. If there is a, they did not mention any like try and expect or if else statements in the question. So like that. So first we have to define the find cube and use the return function. It should multiply into 3 now. So that's the reason. Cube means double. So that's the reason. So first we have to num into the enter integer. So results cube dot find cube. So that's 1 second. I'll write it. So def find my eyes get burned. So bad. So now, ah, Rabas, Rebel stop. So after that, it should return to a function that num into 3. So we have to import the cube or cubic operations. దూరం ఉన్నాను కదా So num equals to into input, enter a number. So it should result at cube dot find the cube and prints the cube of num means num equals to 3. So is result is 9. So sorry, 3 cube equals to 27, not 9. So after that, create a module. So temporary utensils dot py with two functions, Celsius to Fahrenheit. So it should convert Celsius values to Fahrenheit values, and it should convert the Celsius to Fahrenheit and the Fahrenheit to Celsius. So it is like the formula is C into 9 by 5 plus 32 to convert Celsius into Fahrenheit, or Fahrenheit to Celsius, F minus 32 into 5 by 9. So first we have to define that to so written C into 9 by 5 plus 32. So Fahrenheit is F minus 32 into 9, 5 by 9. So after that import temporary utensils. Uh, I did not heard about this. Let's ask Copilot. So yeah. So it is a kind of import temporary utensils is a kind of module like pandas. So after the second question. So sorry, sir. After importing the temp utensils, it should print that Fahrenheit. It converts Celsius into Fahrenheit. It should print here Celsius before the enter the Celsius values in a num value. After that, it should print the Fahrenheit in like a F function. We should not use a printf. It is Python, no? So that's why use print. At last, we have to use a F function. We can also use a slash and also same as for this also. So after that, create a module list utensils.py. So the file name should be like this. So with two functions, find even first, return all the even numbers from the list, and find odd one and return all the list. So So first even. So even list we have to import. We can write in input also for uses a for loop in a list for the first one. So for the condition of to find the even numbers, it is num percentage 2 equals to 0. So at last we have to use add some numbers, so that's why we use this append function. Even list dot append function. It should returns to the even list at same, but we have to use ampersand, not ampersand, intent, some shift plus one, this mark. So definition, find odd first one. So odd list, after that uses a for loop in the first thing and returns to the odd list. So after this, it should print those even numbers and odd numbers differently. So we uses import list utensils. So first is equals to list map int input. Split function means it will not print both the even numbers and odd numbers in one thing. It should print the different the numbers in a different ways. So even numbers list utensils find even, odd numbers list utensils odd find odd. So this 1 second I'll write the code in paper so I can understand. So first we have to find the even numbers and odd numbers by using definition even first. After that, okay. So after that, even. So even list and close the bracket. We should not write here the even numbers. So maybe it will get errors. So that's why if the even numbers and odd numbers will be not matched, but it is better to add the even numbers or odd numbers in input values, either adding predefined fields. If we have to change for everything, it will be get an error. So that's the reason. So after that, we uses a for loop for num in first one. They mentioned now to use first one. So after that, switch to if statement. The condition to know that either the number is even or not is if num percentage 2 equals to 0. So num percentage 2 equals to 0. So at last we have to insert some functions at last or at anything. So we use append function in you will add numbers no, so that's why uses num. So after that they mention it should be written to the event list. So they mentioned written all the events from the list. So after that same condition for odd, but we have to use this symbol. I don't know this symbol. So after that import list utensils. So what we have to do, it is the main function, split function. If we did not write this function, both the even numbers and odd numbers will be printed in one line and we will get any compilation errors. That's the reason. So first list, so map int comma input, enter the number by separate byte space means not entering the number. Hey, I have the drawing function now. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. We should give some spaces, so that's the reason. So after that, we use SC to print the even numbers as even numbers and we print the odd numbers as odd numbers. So even numbers will be printed starting from even, like 2, 4, 6, 8, and 1. So odd numbers will be printed like multiplies and like that. So we have successfully completed 5 pages. So next one, object-oriented programming. So what is the question? Create a base class vehicle. Okay. So yeah, at this question was came to my previous exam, but I did not mention the this class function and definition function. Directly imported the self branch, so that's the reason. So maybe now it will come to the exam and I will write properly. So what we will do means, so then create a delivery class that inherits from the vehicle, adds the attribute module, and defines a method that show cars the display the module. Finally creates an okay. So first we have to class the vehicle. So after that uses def in it and first we select the brand. So self dot brand equals to brand. So after that it should be showcase the brand now. So we have to use def show vehicle self. So print the vehicle brand Vehicle brand means BN. Example we will consider as M3, BMW M3. So brand is equals to BMW. So after that, what it will do? Class car vehicle. So def init self brand model self function. After that brand and model. Brand means BMW, model means M3. So after that super. I don't know what is this. 1 second. What is the answer? How to copy this thing? I forgot it. So car show super. Let's ask SUPER in Koyate. So it is used to inside Flash to give access the memory and property of a parent in superclass. Okay, understand? So draw. If we click again draw, it will answer it. Okay. So class will be sorry, super will be used to uh, parent class and access the thing. Wait, am I right? Inside classes to give you to access the methods and properties of a parent. So access like changing the law, this brand name and model name like that. So it should be print. It uses self model. After that, it should be print the car model and self model. At C, C is considered. We has imported C is equals to car. They mentioned that Toyota. After that, Corolla. So C is equals to show vehicle and she is equals to show car. Vehicle and car are both of same. Okay. So first we use this a class function. So class function. After that we use a definite self comma brand. So self function and brand. So self dot brand equals to self dot brand. So after that we can write in better to write in notes is easy. So self vehicle. So F init. So self brand. So self brand equals to brand. So definition. So vehicle and self and print vehicle brand as self brand. So after that again uses a class function for the vehicle mod. So class car vehicle. So def init self comma brand model not module. Super is used to control and manage the things. Uh, Class vehicle definite, so that do not try to buy hard before we forgot. So that's why I'm understanding and taking so much of time to understand what coding. Okay, class vehicle definite. My voice is audible. So definite. So So use class show vehicle to print the vehicle brand and self dot brand. So class of vehicle. So use super init and the self model equals to model. So okay, nice. So after that implementation single inheritance of the following picture by using Python script. What is inheritance? So what is inheritance? So inheritance is allows child and derivative classes to reuse the attributes and methods from another class, parent and base. It is helps you to code reusability and modeling. Okay. So what is the thing means they give employee name, salary, display manager, department, and okay. So okay, class employee function. So employees at first. So after that definite self comma name and salary, self dot name and name, self dot salary and salary. So should print the name. We use as a definition uh, dis display dot display cell. So to print the name, it takes from the self name and prints the salary and the self dot salary. So okay, definite salary name, self name, salary department. At last, it should be printed all those elements in one cells. If I skip this question, it will come to exam. That's the reason I'm not skipping even one line of 2 points. So class employee def init and self name comma salary self dot name and name self salary equals to salary def init equals to salary. So print the name self name and print the salary self salary. So class manager. Oh, come on. So M is equals to manager of John. John and M display manager info. They did not use them still. Here one and two, three. So class employee def init and self name salary. So self dot name self employee def init uses the self and the name and self into name rename self into salary and the def salary equals to self. So print name is considered self dot salary is considered as self dot salary. So after that, so for managing purposes, we use again it opens a new class function as the employee. So def in itself again starts from self. So name and salary and department. We use a super function for childing the purposes. So init and name comma salary. So self department and departments means example. Uh, my bad. Name is Bharat. My bad. The spelling mistake is wrong. Spellings are wrong. So after that, his salary equals to 3K dollars. That is our dollar symbol. Okay. So it will print in a first thing. Here where definition display self name and self salary. After that, in second name, it will what will be print? It will print his name Bharat and salary $3K and department EC. Like that, it will print in a second line. So at third line, what it will print only? It will print the department. So it will print the department only. So at last, they did not use any break functions, no? So that's why the entire code it will print means manager John and his salary and it is department. At last M dot display manager info. At the top it will pop up like manager display the manager info and name is it has Bharat and the salary is equals to $3K. So at last EC department. So next one, implementation, the method of overriding the following instructions by using Python script. So overriding, did not heard about this thing. So they mentioned the class as animal. So it contains dog, duck, cat. So animal. So I think so. Method sound. Okay. How animals will be sound, how cat will be sound, how dog will be bark, and duck will be quack. So like that. So first we have uses a class animal and uses a definition function for the sound and print the animals make sounds. For first we have to use first we have to start from animal. So starts from cat. So uses a self function definitions definition sound self. So print cat neons. So after that, if there is any function, if there is any module is used to help, if we enter a number, it should be example input value and output value will become now. So I will develop a program. It will nothing left. So class dog animal. So dog barks. So duck will quacks. So at last C equals to cat, D equals to dog, D Q equals to duck. So at last. So C is equals to sound, D equals to sound, and D equals to sound. So theta. So what it will do means first use a class function and make this sound we uses this definition sound self function. So print all animal sounds. So it is mandatory now. So that's why use a double column. So after that uses a class cat animal. So for this thing animal uses the self comma and first prints of at same for dog at same for dog. We can write all animals, but they mentioned only three. So after that, we have to mention C is cat, D is dog, D is ducky, DU is ducky. So C sound, D sound, and DU sound. We print all those three now. So that's why we have to mention all those three. So next one, design a Python script to demonstrate the method of creating a base class shape within a draw and drawing a shape. Create a derivative class rectangle that overrides and draws to the print. Drawing a rectangle. Create a rectangle object and call by writing the Python script or just to open Paint and just click the symbol on a rectangle and draw now why we have to write it for this Python script. Water. So to create a shape now we have to use class shape and for drawing function we use definition draw and print drawing in a shape. So to print in rectangle now so we uses a class rectangle shape and uses a definition draw self and print draw a rectangle. So R is considered as rectangle, so R dot draw. Easy one, but very silly one. These types of codes maybe they will be in exams means yeah, probably they can give any kind of course if they want. Uh, my both roommates are get and went to sleep, but we know 1 second, 5 minutes break. Sorry, 5 seconds. Okay, like so this is the thing. I'm not practicing even single code. I just understanding all the codes. Let's do one thing, guys. I will share this link to my okay. We will page. So okay. Where is the one thing? So okay. Design a Python script to demonstrate the method of overriding and creating a base class vehicle within a method and move that prints vehicle is moving and create a derivative class bike to overrides move to print the bike is moving. Oh my god. To anyways, so first we use this class function for vehicle. So uses definition move dot into self. So print vehicle is moving. So after that again uses a class function for bike. Both vehicle and bike is not equal. Both are not same. Okay. So definition move and print bike is moving on two wheels. If they mentioned on car, we should print the bike is moving. So the car is moving on four vehicles. So B is considered as a bike and B equals B dot into move. So just it's like a call move to show overriding like that. So uses first uses a class function for vehicle. So definition move dot self and prints that vehicle is moving and class dot bike is considered as a vehicle. So definition move is self function. So prints bike is moving on two vehicles. So B equals to bike and B equals to sorry B equals to bike and B dot move. Okay. So same as previous one, but previous one had said to draw the rectangle in a particular shape. So that's why we use this shape function. After that, same as we use definition draw self and print drawing is shape. So that's it like that. So after that, uses for rectangle shape, we uses a rectangle and for definition and definition dot struct and prints drawing a rectangle. So R equals rectangle R dot draw. So next one. Same as like so sixth one implementation of Python script to demonstrate the method of overriding. So most of the questions are coming from overriding. So share with a method of calculating the area of two derivative classes. Okay, we have to use formula I think so. Classes circle and rectangle. Okay, circle 3.14 rectangle. What is the formula of rectangle? It's interesting. Calculate the area and the method create a object derivative class and calls the calculated area method. Okay. So class shape. I mentioned shape now, so that's why it uses shape. So to calculate the area, we use the definition calculated area. So printed calculation area. So after that, for circle, we use circle and we for rectangle, we use rectangle. So definite and the circle contains radius now. So self dot radius equals to radius. So to calculate the radius thing, we use this calculated area dot self function. We should not write entire thing in one. So for class function is different and definition function is also different. So that's why. So print area of a circle 3.14 into self radius. So self radius means I think so we the input output values will be self radius and self length. So that's the reason. After that, uses a definition area and print area of a rectangle self dot length and width. At last, why the give c equals to 5 and r equals to 4 comma 6? Is there any values? At last, calculate the area and calculate the thing. Hmm. First, uses class function for shape and to calculate the area, we uses the definition calculation and prints the calculation area. For circle, we assign circle and for rectangle, we assign rectangle and definite and self comma radius, definite self comma length comma width. So yeah, rectangle contains length comma width, no? So that's the reason. So uses self radius equals to self width. So main function is width, so that's why uses width after that length. So after that, it calculated part area equals to 3.1 for area of rectangle circle is main. So that's why they use double columns. 3.14 into self radius into self radius may be changes due to input and output values. Yeah, one voice only. So after that, rectangle thing will work. And for the print statement, we can use the slash and slash and oh, ATM. So implementation of Python program to create a class ATM in a private variables, card name and print define a public method, verified card input pin that checks whether the entered pin. We have to use if else statement and try and expect also to matches the store. I think so. We have to use predefined functions to store the data and transactions allow credentials are followed. Okay. First, what we did means class ATM, definite self. This thing is common, guys. Self, this one. So card number, comma pin. So self card number equals to card number, self pin equals to pin. Oh, I did not know this thing. So after that definition, verified card, self input card and input pin. So the person should enter the input and both card and the pin. So after that, if self card number equals to input card and self pin, I think so. We have to before he kept keeping the card, we have to know all the details of the banking. So we need help of banking to create an ATM system, whether to check the card is valid or not. So if the both are equal, that the card number itself function and the inputted, it should printed transaction allowed and invalid card details. ATM equals to 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0 and 1 2 3 4. ATM verified card. Let's see. 1 second. I will write this code. It's quite tricky. So class ATM function. So uses definition in it, my definition in it, self comma card number and pin. So after that, self dot init, not init, self card number equals to card number. So both are equal now. So should be equal now. So that's the reason. So self pin equals to pin. So definition verify card. So uses self function, input card and input pin. So if self comma card and input card and input pin means here is one thing, card number and input card are equal and self comma pin and input comma print here equal. It should print transaction allowed. We should not use any elif statement, only if else statement only. There is only two test cases, either yes or no. We can also add elif statement for any invalid errors like ATM machine is not working, those things. Okay. So after that, next one, if the both are equal, it should print. So next one, create a class library account with they give some suggestions or rules. So for a private attribute fine amount, okay. They did not mention any methods. Means why we should add the fine amount. So a method add fine to increase the fine. A method pay fine to reduce the fine. A method get fine to display the remaining fine. So create an object to demonstrate and adding and paying the fine. Okay, I can't understand why. So first uses library accountant def in it and main function is self fine amount equals to 0. Definition add fine self comma amount and self fine amount plus equals to amount. And definition pay fine and self comma amount self dot fine amount equals to minus. Okay. It uses plus or equals to, it uses minus or equals to. So the question is quite trickier. Wait, I can't figure it out. Ah. So account equals to we should also before adding fine the person should have account on library. So for a particular account it will add fine up to 100 and get fine and pay if they pay 40 rupees and get fine. I can't understand this code. So first uses a class library account. So after that definite, okay, this thing is predefined for everything. So leave it apart. So first uses, so class library functionality is predefined. It is leave it. Okay. So after that, for adding the fine, uh, so to add the fine, the amount will be in positive. So they mentioned plus equals to amount. Okay, understand. So to pay the fine, if they pay the fine, the amount will be decreased. So that's why they mentioned minus. So self uh, fine amount equals to minus amount. And to get the details of how much fine is there, uses get fine function for the sorry get fine definition that remaining fine self fine amount. Okay, at last it should print the account library account and how much fine is added and it will get the fine and how much it should pay and how much had paid. Okay. Okay, the question is quite tricky. I can't understand this thing, but please do not come to exam this one. Do not come to exam. It is my trick. If I write in 10th class onwards, I had this trick. If I write it like this, it will not come to the exam. So do not wait. I have to write come to exam. Yeah, exam is a style. Okay. So after that, next question. Design a Python program for a movie ticket booking system. Oh shit. Actually, it was a project. Anyways, so create a class ticket with attributes, movie name, name of the ticket, and total cost. Why we have to go to, sir? Okay, anyways. So add a method, display ticket details to show the ticket details definition. So accept the movie name and number of tickets. So, okay, calculate the total cost equals to number of tickets into 150. Creates a return and a ticket object. Class generate ticket. So first we have to use class ticket. So def init. They mention that self function is okay. So first movie name, after that number of tickets and total cost. So self movie name equals to movie name, self dot number of tickets. Number of tickets, self dot total cost equals to total cost. So first we enter all those things. It is correct. So after that we have to display those things. So for display function, we have to use for definition display ticket details. We have to use the movie name, self movie name. This thing we have to write here. This thing we have to write here. So like that, print number of tickets and self dot number of tickets. Print total cost, self same here like that. Once again, so after that, uh, we we first updated all these things for display function. We use this thing. So to generate the ticket and the cost. So the ticket cost is equals to 150. So total cost equals to number of tickets into 150. So returns the ticket movie name and the number of tickets. So T equals to generate ticket in section 3 and the T dot display equals to ticket detail. I'm getting little bit of fear that I did not practice at everything also. If we could, reloads, still will, CO3 is completed and CO4 is also there. Actually, I delayed so much of things. That's why. After that, pandas also there. So small library, we got number of files, data, data files. Yes, we read and write. So let's pack it up as fast as we can. We have still the 1 hour, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, to 6:30. Second. Okay. So once we will read all the thing. So write a Python program to validate the customer exceptions. This thing. So okay. Class invalid age error exception uses those things definition to check the age whether the greater than or equals to 120 and this is the invalid age error. So okay. I should write every code with precision. Precisely. I will open WhatsApp in another browser to get 2 months. Two marks. See 1 second. Yesterday I written code. So actually I ended this thing because I thought the question got leaked. So that's why I stopped. Holy shit, guys. Let's go. We reach to 6 star. So actually those questions took so much of time plus hours. Oh my god. Let's see. 235. So for these two questions, it took me 30 minutes. For these two questions, it took me another 30 minutes. And this last question, it took me nearly 1 hour. So that's nearly more than 130, 45 minutes. So for this question, we have to sort out those clues which was given. So shift game means they have some kind of thing. And max theorem is also one of easy but not difficult. So it passes on second and third test cases only. So it is actually the why the code is not coming I don't know, but quite easy but not difficult. So they give a particular value to one value. So the max value will be two. So I had manipulated uses bit manipulation to solve most of the issues. So there is no 15 minutes. At 45 minutes, I solved only two questions. This one and this one. So after that, I did not solve even one. At the 75 minutes, I solved these two questions and it got raised up. At last 5 to 6 minutes, I solved this thing. I used Gemini 3.1 and Claude to understand it. These are all our questions. So right up, okay. So so create a model compared to the formula you see in 9.5 to convert sentences into. Okay. So create a model list. So even numbers and odd numbers, class even numbers. Okay. Object-oriented programming uses a class function defining, so it should print itself brand and shows those all those things. So the first vehicle, after that to show vehicle, after that car, last show car, employee, manager of this. So give me 1 second, 5 minutes break. So I'm back. Actually, I went to seventh floor and for wash my clothes in washing machine. That's the reason. Uh, my phone is battery is low. To charge it. Athletic Club records daily step counters. 1,000 user added a list of data files into work. Read the steps from the user store in a NumPy array and display the items. Sample input 5, 9, 9, 10, comma 6. Okay, nice. Uh, so when I feel too much of dizzy, so what is that thing in step input equals to input enter number of steps in thousands. So the target I think target how many we already have to use academy or Podomat something later or use any smartwatch. Even phone also has a motion detection. Ah. Pandas is quite easy, but serious thing. Look, Harry Potter, The Hobbit, 1980, and Pride Justice. Allochemistry. Copies 12, 8, 15, 7. Okay. Create a series library equals to. Just we added this thing and uses the print function only. See, library series equals to pd dot series copy dot index equals to book. So PD is primary assumption. Print library copy series and library series and print in a new line and assume an object. This pandas write a small library copy available for 5 books using Python and pandas to create a series to store the book counts and write a program to access and display the number of copies for a specific book. They gave in a single line, we have to print in a new line. So just the book's name, after that copies, which is mentioned in this thing. So after that, library series, pd dot series, copies index equals to books, index value equals to book values. So it should print number of library copies equals to 100 like that. Print slash 1984. So after that, data framing. A shop records item names and their either quantities. Create a Panda data frame from the directory and display using Python script. Sample input apple banana quantity 50 comma 30 output equals to okay. So what we have to do means data frame equals to df equals to pd data frame and df. What is pd? Panda's library. So nothing like df equals to pd data frame data and pd. Okay. So that's only the thing. So a fitness center gives track the members daily workout data. CSV file name as workouts.csv. Okay. And create a data frame with at least so to create a data frame, first we have to import all those details. After that, we have to use the df equals to pt dot data frame and after that that file name it should be equals to the index value which is false. So after that to read the values we have use the df read function to read pd read csv. So to display the function we use print statements. At last we have to print the how many calories are burned is lesser than 5. It should be greater than 5. Then the workout is clear or the workout is waste. Oh, yeah.
మంచిగా నీళ్ళు పెట్టుకొని పాసిబుల్ సౌండ్ బార్ ఉంది. సౌండ్ బార్ పెట్టుకొని బాగా లైట్ ఆపుకొని బాక్స్ ఇస్తాను కదా! సో అదే విధంగా సేమ్ కాన్సంట్రేషన్ కూడా హ్యావ్ ద ఫీలింగ్, హ్యావ్ ద సౌండ్ బార్ అండ్ సంథింగ్ టు బి పాజిటివ్. బట్ ఐ షో యూ వాట్ హ్యాపెన్. చిన్న యాక్టివిటీ ఏమైందంటే మనకి ఏంటి వచ్చేసి నేను కంప్లీట్లీ కావాలన్నమాట. కానీ సౌండ్ బార్ కూడా ఇటువంటి సౌండ్ బార్ అయితే ఏం కదా బట్ ఇట్స్ నాట్ యాక్చువల్లీ crack it is happening so but in back of that guy's name is just this is not looking sort of the put and he's taken it on and almost all in that so I don't know what could anybody what sounds peaceful. I don't know. That's the first to the
So thanks for watching.